Hello, and welcome to DNCast Legacy Productions. It's been a while since we've been on here, um, for good reasons though. Not that I was just being neglectful or giving up on YouTube. We've been fairly busy, and it's been hard to keep up with the schedule that we had previously established for putting out a video once a week, once every 2 weeks at the most. And we've been doing some events. We've been doing some live events, some remote productions, and we actually did some straight audio productions as well. So it's been pretty busy. Um, Today's video is just to catch you up on some of the new gear we have, some of the things we're doing and have been doing. And after the short intro, we'll get right to it. Okay, we've restarted. Alright, one of the things that we've improved upon since we haven't been on in a while is this. We now have a ATEM Mini Extreme. This is not a new box. If you've been watching the channel before, you realize that we made a mobile studio ATEM Mini in a box, and we did that. This is what used to be in here, this ATEM Mini Pro. All we did is take the ATEM Mini Pro out and add the ATEM Mini Extreme. The ATEM Mini Pro is not going away. It just is going to be used for other functions. This becomes our new main mobile studio. We had another mobile studio that was our main mobile studio because the ATEM Mini Pro only had 4 inputs, and it was good for interviews and small functions, but not for really larger functions. We do concerts and things like that, and it doesn't have enough camera inputs. For example, since this has 8 inputs, we the box hasn't changed as far as SDI inputs, other than the fact I added one more actual SDI input, so it now actually has 5 SDI inputs. It already had the SDI to HDMI converters. I just added one more SDI to HDMI converter, which I already had. It was being used with the ATEM Mini in case I wanted the ATEM Mini Pro that was in here, in case I wanted to no, actually I was using it for the ATEM Mini Pro that we use at my church. And so when I got this, I added it to this box so I can have 4 SDI inputs, camera inputs, because all of my cameras have HDMI to SDI converters. That way I can go up to 300 feet away from this device and have a camera feed reliably. And that allows us to do much larger events and not have to worry about positioning the cameras, or where I can position the cameras, or have them close to the studio. So it gives us a lot more flexibility having SDI versus HDMI. I still kept 3 of the HDMI inputs. I don't know if you can see them very well in this shot, but up here I put 3 HDMI inputs for computer graphics and things like that that I might want to add, or if somebody's we want to put up anything other than just what is happening at the live event, like if they're showing slides or anything that needs to be come over a computer or HDMI. We can also hook up cameras to it too that are closer to us, within 15 feet of the control panel where we're doing the event at. So it allows us a lot more functionality. You'll notice that here's the laptop. We still use vMix to run everything. I actually don't stream with the ATEM. I run the feed into the computer, and then I also use the other USB-C for backup recording. So right now I actually have the ATEM recording to this backup drive, and I also have the vMix recording, so that I have a backup. So I have 2 copies of it just in case. So if something happens to one, I still have a backup recording. This allows a lot more flexibility. We still use the programmable keyboard. I've also added the X keys for controlling the ATEM Mini Extreme. I used to control, and actually this could control up to 8 cameras. I used to use the X Touch Mini from Behringer to control the ATEM Mini Extreme, or actually I used it for the ATEM Mini Pro, but I converted over to the X keys because it has a lot more functionality than this. This is basically, I could control, well, not with this, but with my other ATEM switcher. I can control the sound on and off, and up and down, volume up and down. I can the program preview for 8 cameras, the fading in and out, cut and fade. It allows a lot of basic control. The X keys gives me more than just basic control. I don't control volume from there. Getting into using a actual audio mixer for my audio, and I'll show you a little bit of that in a few minutes. But this allows me to do other things like super sourcing. That orange is because I have a I just have a color in there for that screen because I only have 3 cameras hooked up. I don't actually have 4 cameras hooked up. So there's the 3 cameras and the 4th one for the color. But these are just super sources. Super sources allows me to put more than 1 camera on screen at a time. These super sources are part of a program developed by Doug Johnson over at Doug Johnson Productions. I watch him a lot. He has a very good channel, and it gives you a lot of technical background if you're in this if you're in this business. If you're doing it for a business, he's probably, to me, one of the best people to watch, if not the best person to watch, because he talks about a lot of technical stuff. He goes into really good detail and explains it very well. I watched his video over and over and over for the super sourcing because I needed to learn. I wanted to learn how to do it, and his video was the best one for me to learn how to do it. I like the way they have the transitions between them. They don't just, it's better than just the fading in and out. the animated transition. It's really good, and his channel is really good if you're trying to do this for a profession. He goes through like when I first started, I didn't know what I didn't know, and I was using HDMI cables, and I was using a couple of 40-footers, and I went through 3 sets of 40-foot cables, trying to buy more expensive each set, trying to get good cables so I could get a clean, good signal every time, and I never really could. And then I saw his video about the difference in the cables, and that's when I switched to SDI cables. I didn't realize that even though you'll see that SDI can go up to 50 feet, that's not really practical in this type of environment. And what I do, if you're trying to do it, what we do, it just does not give you a reliable signal every time. I would get the picture and no sound. I'd get the sound and no picture. I'd get the sound and picture, and then all of a sudden it will go away. I don't have that problem with SDI. Even going through the converters, it doesn't slow anything down. And actually, even if it does slightly, all of my stuff is going through SDI converters. So the timing is all the same, and they're all by the same manufacturer. So that's not really a problem. And not that Blackmagic is the best manufacturer, but because there are other people out there, and I can't. And I started on another product before I went to Blackmagic. So there are other good products, but I try to stay in the same family of products, because when you do that, things seem to work better together. I don't have Blackmagic cameras. I use Panasonic cameras, but it's the same thing with the cameras. I try to stay in the same family of cameras, and it just works out a little bit better as far as timing with the video and audio feed and stuff like that. So I explain all of that in some of my other videos, but that's why I use the X keys. They allow me to do. This one is the this is the 80 key. Yeah, I don't know, I forget which model it is, but it has more than enough keys for me, because if you look, I don't, there you go, that's a decent picture. If you can see, I have some of them programmed. The top is my preview bus, that's the program bus, and then all the rest of the keys, if you don't see a label on it, it's not programmed. Well, some of them are actually programmed. I didn't get around the label. Like this row is actually programmed, and these 2 keys are programmed. I haven't gotten around to making the labels, but there's probably 12 keys I can still program left on here. So, but this gives me a lot more flexibility as far as programming. And now to what happened to my other ATEM when I moved it. Moved it out of the box. Nothing really happened to it. Instead of building another whole box, it was cheaper and well, I'll say more cost effective to not build another box, because I don't need, for what this box is used for, I don't need the SDI. I don't need SDI inputs. So I have the ATEM in the box. I have my 4 HDMI cables. These are all, none of them are longer than 15 feet. That's why all 4 of them fit in here. And I get thinner cables. They're reliable because they're less than they're 15 feet, and so they can all fit in here. Then I have a monitor for the multi-view output, and then that's the monitor. This is the stand for the monitor, and then those are the power cables. This monitor also has a audio out, so I can monitor my audio through the monitor. So this allows me, I just grab this box, a couple of cameras when I'm doing a two camera interview setup. Grab this box, couple of cables. Camera's a battery, but battery operated, and I also have the power cables in there. I grab this box, my long duffel bag type bag that open the box so you can see. I grab this box, a couple of cameras. They fit in the bag too. I grab my long duffel bag. It's actually not a duffel bag. It looks kind of like a duffel bag. It's the bag for the tripods, and it's big enough I can fit a couple of extension cords and my tripods, and then I'm ready to go for an interview session. And that's that. Oh, while I'm over here, this is for this is another box that I keep two cameras. I have the two cages for the cameras, lavaliers, field monitors, batteries. Everything cannot be operated by battery and plugged in. But these are two. This is a case that I carry two of my cameras in. As you can see, this is a toolbox. I use rigid toolboxes because they're waterproof, sturdy, and I can fit a lot of equipment in the one box. This is a 2-camera complete setup, and it's all in that toolbox. And one of the other reasons I use the toolbox is the mobile studio. This is in a toolbox. This one is actually not waterproof anymore because I have vent holes in it. I have a vent hole here. There's a vent hole here. There's an intake fan behind this vent hole. There's another vent hole. I didn't take this all the way across the top for wires to come out, and two, it also creates better ventilation. So this one's not waterproof anymore, but all the rest of them are. But they are stackable, and I can lock them together. They lock together with this part right here. It locks each box together. And so this box is the mobile studio. This is in the two boxes below. And the reason it's up the same height as the desk is because it's sitting on top of two more boxes. This is another toolbox. You can kind of see it. This has cables. This has SDI cables, extension cables, and most of my cables have 3 plugs for each cable, and they have a 3 plug in and splitter on each one, and that allows me to be able to. These are 40 and 50 foot cables, and they allow me to go 40-50 feet away and plug them into power. I run the 2 cables, so I don't have to run a bunch of one for each camera. I run the 2 cables. I run the 2 cables, and I have power. But this is my cables, and the bottom box I also have tripods and other support stuff for the studio. So I usually take 4 cameras with this. And then I have other boxes and things that I can take more cameras with. I have a whole lot of stuff that I can take packed up in different containers, but for this is the main studio setup. This stuff all goes into another box, and pack it up and roll it out and ready to go. Then one thing we've just got into that I did never plan on getting into, but somebody needed just the audio done for them, and we did the audio. This is so this is another new piece of equipment I got. This is the Behringer Europower PMP 4000. I needed a mixer because I'm trying to get my audio better for my in here in the studio, and so I was looking into mixers. This is not the mixer I was planning on getting. This mixer is made by the same company. This is a Behringer, and the mixer that I had kind of decided on getting was also a Behringer, and then we got asked to do it so the equipment that we used, we got asked to do a small event, but they just wanted us to do the audio, so we used somebody else's equipment. And when we were looking at the equipment to see if it would work, it ended up being this Behringer mixer, which also it's a 1600 watt amplifier included. And I'll tell you why that's important in a minute. I didn't really need anything this powerful, but I decided to get it because a couple of weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, might not have even been that long. It might have been a little longer because I've only actually had it for about a week. But after we used it at the event, at the concert where we used it, we were doing the sound. This particular mixer went on sale, and it ended up only being $90 more than the mixer I was looking at, and it does exponentially more than the original mixer. It actually has an amplifier. It can pass through. You don't have to use that amplifier. You can turn the amplifier portion off and basically use it as a straight mixer, and then pass it through to a more powerful amplifier in much bigger venues if you need it. And it also did everything that the other one did that I wanted, and it had more inputs and actually more outputs. It was a lot more after the sale. Before the sale, it was twice as much, so I wasn't even going to consider it. But I still hadn't decided 100%. Basically, I procrastinated and didn't get the other one, which turned out to be a good thing, because then this went on sale and it was only $90 more than the other one I wanted. So and I probably procrastinated because I was trying to figure out if I get another gig, would I be able to pay for this one with the money from another gig. And so I didn't even have to worry about that because it went on sale and it was only $90 more. Excuse me, only $90 more. So I ended up getting it. But everything, I think that's pretty much it. We've had quite a few jobs. We've done some upgrading. One of the things I'll probably do soon here is we're getting ready to move the sound system at our church and put it up in the balcony where our setup is for the video, which is similar to this setup. Oh, that's not the one I want. I want 3. Okay, which is similar to this. I have well, if you've been on this channel before, you've seen it. We use the ATEM Mini Pro. The laptop's similar to this, and we have 4 cameras, and we have them on various different mounts, but we use a similar setup. I actually have a it's not even a programmable keypad, it's just a regular keypad, but the shortcuts are programmed to the number pad, and we have that set up there. So so that's probably going to be one of the next videos I show. We're moving the sound system up so it can avoid a lot of problems. Like sometimes where the sound system is right now, it's not ideal, because there's sometimes we have to call or text because the minister's mic is not on and you can't really hear it from where they are because they're right beside them. It makes better for better communication. So when we move that, I think I'm going to do some video about that. And we got a couple of concerts coming up. I might do some behind the scenes of that. I have a jazz concert, a couple of church concerts. But yeah, things are looking up. And that's probably about it for now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe. I hope you subscribe and stick around for a while and watch some of our videos. And I'm going to be putting a few more out and taking you along on some of our behind the scenes of some of our events, and that'll probably make good content. So we'll be back in the saddle, so to speak. I have to do it because it has been and I was looking at the wrong camera. That's exactly what I'm getting ready to say. Is exactly, I'm not going to leave this part and I'm not going to edit it out, because that's what I was trying. I was looking at the wrong camera. I thought I changed the camera angle, and but I didn't. So I have to get used to producing and being the talent at the same time. It takes a little bit more concentration and a lot more attention to detail, and it takes a lot more editing. But I'm not going to edit it this time because this is the first time back, so little things are going to happen. Little things happen all the time, but we generally edit them out and you don't ever see them. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.